Remember escape button. Exchange xy. Then solve for y. Change y into inverse function symbol. For question 1, f of x I will change into y equals 3e to the 2x power. Switch xy. X equals 3e to y's power. Solve for y. This is the exponential equation. Isolate this power first. Divided by 3, both sides. X over 3 equals e to the 2y's power. We take a natural log, both sides. 2y equals natural log of x over 3. Then we divide it by 2, both sides. Y equals 1/2 natural log of x over 3. Change y into inverse function symbol. Inverse f of x equals 1/2 natural log of x over 3. F of x equals y. Y equals negative natural log of 3x. Switch xy. X equals negative natural log of 3y. This is a logarithm equation because we need to solve for y. Isolate the log on one side, divided by -1, both sides. Natural log of 3y equals -x. This time we need to add a base both sides. 3y equals e to the -x power. Divided by 3, both sides. Y equals 1 over 3 e to the -x power. E to the -x power you have to change into 1 over e to the x power. So y equals 1 over 3 times e to the x power. Remember, for the final answer, you cannot have negative exponents or fraction as exponent. Then we change y into inverse symbol. Inverse f of x equals 1 over 3 e to the x power. Y equals 3 plus e to the square root of x power. Switch xy. X equals 3 plus e to the square root of y's power. We need to isolate this power first. So move 3 to the left side. X minus 3 equals e to the square root of y's power. Then we will take a natural log, both sides. Natural log of x minus 3 equals square root of y. Then square both sides. Y equals natural log of x minus 3. Square the natural log. So inverse of f of x equals natural log of x minus 3 squared. Let's go to 4. f of x is y. Natural log of x minus 4 minus natural log of x. First step, switch x, y. X equals natural log of y minus 4 minus natural log of y. We know this is a logarithm equation because we need to solve for y. Condense this log first. Then we add a base e both sides. E to the x power equals y minus 4 over y. Solve for y. Since we have denominator times y both sides, reduce y times e to the x power equals y minus 4. Next step. This is a linear equation. We need to isolate a variable on one side. Y times e to the x power minus y equals negative 4. We take y outside. E to the x power minus 1 equals negative 4. Since I'm solving for y, we divide it by e to the x power minus 1, both sides. Y equals negative 4 over e to the x power minus 1. So inverse of f of x equals negative 4 over e to the x power minus 1. Question 5. We will change f of x into y. Then switch x, y. X equals 3 to the y minus 5's power minus 6. Then we need to solve for y. This is an exponential equation. We need to isolate this power on one side. Add 6 both sides. Take log both sides. We will take log base 3 both sides. Then we get log base 3 of x plus 6 equals y minus 5. Add 5 both sides. Log base 3 of x plus 6 plus 5 equals y. Change y into inverse function symbol. Inverse of f of x equals log base 3 of x plus 6 plus 5. Let's go to 6. First of all, change f of x into y. Log base 5 of x minus log base 5 of x squared minus 16 plus log base 5 of 4 plus x. Switch x, y. X equals log base 5 of y minus log base 5 of y squared minus 16 plus log base 5 of 4 plus y. This is a logarithm equation. We need to condense the log on the right side. X equals log base 5 of. Subtraction means division. Y squared minus 16 go to denominator. Y times 4 plus y go to the numerator. Reduce. Because y squared minus 16 equals y plus 4 times y minus 4. X equals log base 5 of y over y minus 4. Since we already isolate this log, we need to add base both sides. 5, 5. Then 5 to the x power equals y over y minus 4. We need to solve this y times y minus 4 both sides. Whenever you say denominator, just try to get rid of the denominator first. Distributive property. Y times 5 to the x power minus 4 times 5 to the x power equals y. This is a linear equation. Isolate the y on one side. Y times 5 to the x power minus y equals, cross the river change sign, 4 times 5 to the x power. Then we take y out. 5 to the x power minus 1 equals 4 times 5 to the x power. Solve for y. So we divided by 5 to the x power minus 1 both sides. Y equals 4 times 5 to the x power over 5 to the x power minus 1. Last step, we need to change y into inverse function symbol. Inverse of f of x equals 4 times 5 to the x power over 5 to the x power minus 1.